how to set up your family daycare. That video would address issues that educators might have in order to achieve the best possible environment for them to work and for children to learn. Number one, you have to organize your space really clearly of what you're going to do and where. Firstly, play area. You need to have an outdoor play area. It doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be a lot of equipment, but what it needs to have is a safe environment, and it needs to have an option for children to explore the nature. To start with, you can have only a few little options, or you can just go to the park and explore what the natural objects you might bring to your environment. You can create the gardens. The garden is a great element to have in your outdoor space. Children love to dig in. They absolutely love to pick up the vegetables or the fruit or even the herbs from the garden, so they can actually taste and know where that's coming from. Because let's face it, not everybody has got garden space nowadays. What we do have, and children sometimes actually forget that the fruit and vegetables actually don't come from the shop, they come from the gardens. You have to actually plant it and grow it. A second step in your environmental development for your family daycare is an indoor space. An indoor space have to be versatile and needs to have a lot of different options that you can just introduce on the daily basis and within your planning routine. My suggestions is to have a family corner. With the family corner is pretty simple. Pretend that this is mini home for children to pretend play as play family, playing mother and a daughter, playing doggies and a cat, playing whatever their imagination is going to take them. What I would suggest to have in the family corner is a kitchen. Well, not really one. It's a kitchen. Children love to pretend cooking food and talk about the actual food, and they love to feed you. So this is a great opportunity for them to pretend play as well as experience a different experience and talk about different things that might happen to the food, as what happened to the water. You can create a lot of science experiments within that kitchen. However, I wouldn't suggest that. Then also, I would suggest to have in your home corner is a little bed with the dolls in it. The dolls, girls specifically, but some boys do too, they love playing with dolls because the dolls represent the babies, and they want to copy their mothers, and especially if the mothers or the fathers, they are becoming a new parents, or there is a sibling going to be introduced in the foreseeable future. Also in the home corner, I would suggest to have a little tables and chairs, because when children cook, they bring the food to the table, so it's very easy for them to have tea parties or to have a dinner time, or just simply sit down and pretend cut the vegetables and fruit. Third space in your indoor play area is arts and crafts area. You can have a few tables, or you can use exactly the same table that is being introduced in home corner. The fourth area is an indoor open play space. The indoor open play space is really important because this is where children can play Lego, they can play with trains, they can play all sorts of games. You can also use that area for the circle time in the mornings or the afternoons, or even for the yoga or a little bit of the stretching after the sleep time. You can use this area for loads and loads of different activities. So that's why it's so important. The third area that you need to think about when you're setting up your family daycare is sleeping. There is so many different options for sleeping. I personally prefer for children to have their own beds. However, we all understand that we don't have so much space sometimes. So if we don't have a space, that's absolutely fine for you to use the portable cots or even the mattresses for all the children. Just to put the mattresses on the floor, make sure all the mattresses are covered with a plastic wrapping so that it's easy to clean, or something that is easy to clean for you to take it off, because every time the child goes home or the different child that comes in, they need to have a clean sheet. And if the accident happens, that is easy for you to wipe. You don't have to change the whole mattress. Make sure that children also have space between the beds for the sleep time. If there's not sleeping time and you don't have a special separated room for the sleeping, you can just put all the beds together, one on top of the other, and it's fine. There is no problem with it. But for the sleep time, make sure children have space and they do not interact one with another. The fourth area for your family daycare is nappy changing and hand washing. The reason I put those together is because it's important for you to wash your hands before and after you clean the nappies, as well as washing the children's hands. Children touch everything they love, explore, and this is part of their development. It is very important to wash their hands. In the bathroom or whatever the arrangements that you have in your house, make sure you display how to wash their hands, because children love to copy. They love copy the pictures. Down below you'll be able to find some pictures that you can print out and put in front of your washing facilities. The next thing is nappy changing. Nappy changing, well, we all know we have to do this. Make sure with the nappy changing you clean up the changing table every time you use it. After every single child, clean it up. You don't want to spread those horrible germs. Nappy changing also is, it is very important to lift up those nappies and all of the equipment that you might need to have, as to lift it off to the either above shelving, or maybe you have an opportunity to have a changing table that has got a locking doors. If you do have the nappy changing table with the locking doors, make sure you take whatever you need to take out before you change the nappy. And just in case, you take the special bag to put the soiled clothes in or anything like that. And a fifth, in probably the area that we use a lot in our family daycare, is a kitchen. Or that maybe you have a special dedicated area just for food. My personal preference is to have high chairs. If your children are old enough to sit on the table and the chair, that's fantastic. But in most of the cases, with family daycare, we have children under 3. And it's easier for them, and it's easier for you, and it's more secure for you as well to have children in high chairs. To make it very simple for you to have the meal time, you need to do a lot of preparation. Think about the menus. Think about the times that you're going to have. Plan ahead. I can't say that enough. You have to plan ahead. If you want to have a successful business with working with children, you have to plan ahead. Children behave better if there is a routine and they know what's happening next.